Well, YouTube, we back at it again. We got parts everywhere. We got parts laying everywhere. We're trying to get these things done for next weekend, 5 days. Ooh. Wanting to go to Glamis in 5 days. And here I am again, pulling stuff apart. God, I never learn. All right, YouTube, we're back at it. Back at it one more time. Yeah. Poor four-wheeler. So, what we got is, we got her all pulled apart, put back together. Come to find out, it needs the governor for the exhaust valve. So we're missing a couple parts on that. We went ahead and put those in. It's going to take us a couple weeks to get them. So what's going on with this KX500 is, and the reason why it's so hard to start is because of the exhaust valve. They have it just set wide open. So you lose a little bit of bottom end torque. It makes it a little bit harder to start because the exhaust port is so large. I'll get you guys in here and I can show you, kind of try to explain how this works in my best terminology. I'm not a master two-stroke mechanic or anything, but I'm just a Joe Blow, beard-wearing fool, you know. So anyway, let's get you guys turned around here and we'll try to show you what's going on so you guys can see it, and then I'll try to explain the best I can, or the understanding that I get, the understanding that I have of it. Okay, hold on one second. Let me get the camera flipped around. All right, here we go. So what we got here is, get the light sitting in here so I can see here. Okay, there we go. So this right here moves in and out, which is moved by this, which is attached to the governor, and this goes in and out. And what this does when it's attached and working properly is inside of here, on the side over here, you can see it over there, that valve is closed right now. And what happens is, as this governor opens, it opens that valve up, and that leads right straight into another port in the side of the head. There's also one over on this side as well. Now watch that port there, and you see that they're not even in time. They're not even, this other one over here on this side over here is not working. If I move the lever, see how that one moves open and closed, and this one over here on this side is not even moving. It's not even doing anything. So that little guy in there should be open like that, and then this one here should be open like that when it's wide open. So, but what we got, like I say, is it's not working. This here is all busted, and somewhere inside the head the linkage is broken as well. So I've ordered all the parts for this, and some of these parts are obsolete, no longer available. So I got to try to figure out how this is going to work. Like I said, I don't know for sure how it's going to work, but we'll try to figure it out. So I don't know. We'll see how this works out. I'm not really. I mean, it runs good. It runs good, but I think it just has more potential than what we're getting, and it's so hard to start. And I've been through the carburetor on it. I can't find anything wrong with the carburetor. Done all the adjustments. The idle circuit looks good. I tried a couple different, your idle jets into it. That doesn't make a difference. It's still, and it's every time. It's like 3 to 5 to 10 kicks every single time. No, whether it's warm, cold, or hot, or another, it doesn't matter. If you get the ports to work right, it's like 1 to 2 kicks. It gets fuel and it fires right up. But then you have rev, but then it's like as soon as you get half, 6,000 RPMs, you lose everything on top. You open those ports up and you got everything on the top, and it bogs really bad on the bottom. So it's supposed to work. It's supposed to extend the exhaust, basically make the exhaust bigger at higher RPM so it flows more, so you get more power. Right now we're getting whatever it vibrates to. So we got to get that figured out. I'm I'm on the parts find, trying to find parts for it. Like I say, I get myself into some crazy things, and this just happens to be part of it. I could just open them halfway up, and then it's got plenty of power, but it's not fixed right, and I like it to be right. You know, I mean, I like it to run the way it's supposed to, and I like it to be right, because it's just not the way that I do things is wrong. So we'll get what we can parts-wise in there. Is it going to be fixed all the way before Glamis? I don't know. I don't know if I'll get it done or not. We're going to do our best. We got, like I said, the exhaust to do left. I've got the clutches put into it already. I've got all of the gears situated out. I got the selector tightened up. All of that stuff is done. The only thing that I have to do is I have to fix the shifter. I just got to get that guy, sit down and just fabricate the parts that I need to go on the frame to the shifter linkage, and then build the rod, which I will work on later, and the rear brakes. So that's where we're at. Remember, if you like what you see, if you don't like what you see, like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me I'm a fucking retard, tell me that, you know, this is what's wrong with it. I don't know. I don't work on these big boards like these KXs. I'm a big heavy truck mechanic. I'm a fabricator, but like I say, I'm getting in, I do a lot of snow machine, but they're nowhere even the same. So let me know what you guys think. If you know of a place where I can find some of these obsolete parts, because a lot of these parts are obsolete, let me know. I could really use the hand. We'll get back to you. Leave me a comment, shoot me some ideas of what I can do. I don't know of anything that I can do. I don't know if I can pop that head off and remove those, and if it'll work right. I don't know. If somebody knows, leave me a comment, let me know. Like I say, I need help, man. I'd greatly appreciate it. I know I've got a couple of things that I need to do as far as as gussets and stuff like that go. They took a couple upright bars out of it, which I don't like in the front. I've got to fix that. You can see them right here. There's supposed to be a bar that comes off from there and goes all the way up, and they've cut that guy out. So I got to get some kind of gusset or something in there. I'm thinking maybe I'll make a main bar to come off of the front of the motor mount and go forward. It's kind of one of those deals that it was there with the 250 and they cut it out. I'll show you on this other one. There's a main strut bar that goes up here. Let me get you in here. It's this bar right here, runs all the way up and comes all the way down to the motor mount, all the way down here. So, but I'll figure something out. I'll get that done. That's the least of my worries right now. The main thing is getting the motor right, because it ran good. It runs good. It just, every now and then it had the bog issue, you know, blah, blah. It's a little soft on the throttle. I think that has a lot to do with the exhaust port. So I've got another call into a good buddy of mine that works on these things for a living, and we'll see what he can tell me as soon as he gets back to me. Maybe, I mean, it is like I say, it is a 500. It has enough power to run through it. It's not as, one minute it'll pull the front wheels off the ground, the next minute it kind of bogs. You know, I'd like it to be the same, you know, all the way across the board. If it's going to be, if we can just get it set so it stays in one place, that'll be fine too. Because like I say, a lot of the parts are obsolete. All right, guys, I will continue this journey, and I will get you back when we get back on it. Look at this. Look at all this. Barnett just makes a mess. I'll tell you what, she does look good in there though. Woo! Yeah. See all these marks here. All that, right? Well, that come from this here governor. So, pulled this apart, checking everything out. Had a bunch of metal into it. Missing parts off of my exhaust port valve. I had to put a screw into it to hold this in. This was all hanging out. Go up here and look. Yeah, look at all that. Fresh oil. See all that? Yeah. There's supposed to be a flapper on here. It's missing. Both of these screws are broke off. That part's. And these marks. These gears just chewed that piece of tin completely up. Just ate it. So we've got This one here, you can see it done a little damage in there on that plastic gear. Focus. Bent the rod in it. So we've got all new parts coming. This stuff is not gonna be here before this weekend. So I'm probably gonna put that valve about midway. I'm gonna try to make a little keep to hold it about halfway. So we'll be in the middle of the playing field. I'll lose a little bit of top end, I'll lose a little bottom end, but it's not gonna hurt. It is a 500. So we've got all the clutches in, everything's in the cage, everything looks good there. I gotta torque all these guys down and put the cover back on. I got the cover gasket right there. And then that guy's done as much as I can. I gotta redo the brakes. Then I gotta come over here and make a new shifter because it's missing the end of it. So I'm gonna make a lever style. I'm gonna cut this off, drop it down, and then I'm gonna put a Fulcrum lever here, so that way the shifter is about yay long here, go across the frame, have a linkage come back to this guy here to make it a little bit shorter of a stroke because it's such a long stroke on the shift. So we'll get to it and update you guys when we get back on that. Missing exhaust, no, not there no more. So on the exhaust, we have obtained an old FMF fatty pipe. So get you guys out here. Really beat up. I've got to go and pressurize this and cap that end off and then heat these dents like this one here and that one there with a torch with about 50 psi inside here, and it'll pop those dents out. I'll take you guys along for that. I know a lot of people have had pipes that they just thrown away because they didn't know how to get these dents out. So what we're going to do, like I say, is we're going to cap this end off, put air into it, about 50 psi, and then just slowly heat these with a torch, and they should just pop out. After that's done, I've got to cut it here, all the way around here, and then I've got to cut it here, all the way around, and I've got to match it to this one. This one is the factory pipe that they cut, and you can see they cut it here and here, and kind of twisted it to make it work. This pipe here, you can physically see the difference in the two. Even if I lay this one down, you can see that the difference in the heads. This one here has got a little bit more of a straighter shot than that one. So this one will not go in there because it's hitting the frame, because this here needs to be tweaked up just a little bit. So it's got to change that angle. And then this one here has got to tweak out so it can maintain the frame rail and get behind the frame rail where it needs to go to the muffler or the hush hush or the resonator, the nothing inside of this guy. But we got to get it to go on the back side of this frame here. So stay tuned. I'm gonna get this cover on and then we'll be back with you. Let the spirit say.